Hi y'all, Jupiter James here. Welcome back to my channel. This is where I awaken the astrologer in you. I really do believe that before, in time of iPhones and iPads and this and that, we were a culture and a society of people who were able to read the language of the stars and better interpret them so that we can interpret our birth charts to decipher our own unique talents and gifts that can help us get by in this life that we've been given, you know? So if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. So today, this is gonna be my sun in the 12th house video. This is gonna be a dedicated video to that. And this gives me very much like Piscean vibes, you know, Pisces vibes. But before we unpack that, let's go ahead and just separate the aspects. That way we can take each aspect and go do with them what we may. Once we see them come up in someone else's birth chart or another part of our birth chart, we're better able to interpret them and have those aspects be better used in our lives. You know, in case we want to read someone else's chart or if we want to see something else in another part of our charts, it will come up because patterns are prevalent in the chart. Okay, now with sun in the birth chart is always going to be the ego, the soul, the vitality, the willpower of the individual. You know, when I look at the sun, I'm always seeing what this soul's journey is in this life, and the house will show you the journey and the lessons and the overarching theme that this soul will encounter in their life. So the sun, again, is your vitality, it's your ego, it's who you are at your core center, and where also you get the most shine, where you shine the most, where you become the most beautiful, where you light up, where people in the universe applaud you in. You know, whenever the sun or the person is doing what the sun in the house that it's supposed to be doing, whenever that person aligns themselves with what the house is doing, right? That's when the universe gives that person blessings. You know, whenever that person is doing sun in the 12th house things, that's when flow and ease happens in this person's life, if that makes sense. So let's move to the 12th house. Now, 12th house is going to be ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, and it's going to be a Pisces ruled house. Initially, no matter what sign you have, the default is Pisces as the ruler of the 12th house. Now, they also say that the 12th house has themes of, you know, loss and your undoing. It also can mean faraway lands. It also could mean just removal and separation and just things that are out of reach, you know, like faraway lands and losses. And it's just a very murky, weird, I don't want to say weird. I mean, it's a nebulous spiritual house, you know, it's very spiritual. It's something that is in our unconscious, you know, that's why it's ruled by Pisces, because it is the theme of separation and the theme of escapism and the theme of loss and ego death. I really want to say ego death. That's because that's what sun in the 12th house will give. Now, let's take our willpower, the planet of our willpower, and drop it in the 12th house, and let's see what happens. Let's see what that gumbo soup mixes up. Okay, so when that happens, what that means is that this individual is going to be someone that really kind of doesn't know themselves. You know, they are kind of someone who doesn't really see themselves or know what they want, or what it's hard for them to see themselves because their eyes are probably on a big dream that they have or on the collective consciousness. They are probably very psychic people. They could be very spiritual people. These could be people that are into the metaphysical or into just creativity. Like maybe they don't know who they are, but they know that they can create really well. They know that they can offer something to people in the creative field or in something that allows them to create or to escape. I've seen sun and 12 housers be in things like dance or fields that just allow them to create and get lost in fantasy or offering a fantasy to other people. So, you know, even though this person doesn't have a strong ego, this could be very good, because think about it. If you really want to know the secrets of the universe, right? If you really want to tap into the universe and spirituality, you kind of have to, you can't really have an ego, right? Or you kind of don't really care to be perceived. With sun in the 12th housers, well, you know, my brother is a sun in the 12th houser, and what I've seen is that, you know, they fall into addictions. You can fall into addictions. You can fall into jail time or jail sentences, and that's just because, again, it's either the universe is doing this to them without them really having a clear handle or a clear direction on where they're going. This just happens to them. They can fall into jail sentences, or just them being removed away from their family, or they can fall into the territory of being a recluse or someone who is just very like distant. You know, they're very distant with people, and that's because they don't really care to be perceived. They don't care to be out and to be social because their sun is in a far out distant house. You know, usually the 12th house is faraway lands, and if you can't get to a faraway land, what's the next best thing? Oh, I know, I'm gonna be in my room with the door closed playing a video game. You know, that's what sun and the 12th housers are. They just want to find themselves in their own world, and they want to remove themselves from the humdrum of what everyone else is doing. And they also say that, you know, this, when a sun in the 12th house happens, when the sun goes into the 12th house, this means that this soul is on its last life. You know, they are undoing the karma from past lives. And because think about it, if you have made your way through all of the wheels, or not the wheels, the houses within the chart, and you end up in the 12th, you know, because it goes in order. We started as the sun in the first house, sun in the second house, and we learn those lessons, right? And they say that the 12th house is the last house on its way out off of the karmic wheel. And so when you are a sun in the 12th house, the reason why you don't want to be perceived, the reason why you don't really care to socialize or to be recluse or jail time, right? Think about that. Think about the karma that this person is saving themselves from. Because if they're in jail, not only are they probably repaying or repenting for what they have presently done, but they are no longer accumulating more karma while being out in the world, right? Like, you never know. Like, karma is very, 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 the karmic wheel is very sensitive, you know? And from you just saying hello to someone, or you making a mistake, you have to pay that mistake back. So by being a recluse, by being removed from everyone, by being put away or in jail or in the room playing the video game with the door closed, they are saving themselves from karma without them knowing. And so to us, to our third dimensional perception of a sun in 12th house, we think, oh, this person is a recluse. Oh, this person doesn't like people. Oh, this person never comes out of their room. Oh, this person is always in jail. But it's really the universe saving them and keeping them away from building more karma, because they are on their way out. They've done what they needed to do. That's why I say this gives me very much Pisces vibes, because a Pisces is the same way. A Pisces sun is learning the same lessons that a Pisces in the 12th house is learning, as far as like a Pisces escapes from a lot of things. The universe protects a Pisces from a lot of things. And to the third dimensional eye, a Pisces can be seen as someone that is aloof, but they're not. They're just, the universe is protecting them from building more karma because they are on their last life, you know, and the universe does not want this soul to come back. And so it's assisting them in being aloof and being away or distant from people, you know. That's why this sun in the 12th house will always choose to be alone than to be with people. Whether they want it that way or not, the universe will force them into this position. Now, I will say that when you are by yourself, when you are in your own world, when you are a recluse, when you are doing your Piscean nature thing, whether it be creativity or film or alcohol or bartending or this or that, people give you this. The universe gives you this. For some reason, you find that you flow and blessings happen in your life when you are distant. When you are removed and you are doing your thing, that's when your life becomes the easiest. That's when you are in flow and in flux with what you are meant to do, you know? And that is what the birth chart is supposed to show us. It's supposed to show us, okay, as a sun, with my sun in the 12th house, if I focus on 12th house things, where will I get to my dreams and my goals in an easier life quicker? And it is when you do those sun in the 12th house things, like being a recluse and being creative and just doing your thing and not really being involved in your ego, that you get the most blessings. That's when the universe comes and takes care of you and lights the way and the path forward for you. So don't feel bad. I don't want this to be one of those videos where you look at this video and go, oh my God, I don't have an ego. Oh my God, this confirms I don't know who I am. No, it's actually a good thing. I want you to continue to develop your psychic senses and develop your I don't want to say ego, but your psychic spiritual senses. I want you to be able to just continue to not really involve yourself in the collective consciousness, but kind of perceive the collective consciousness from a bird's eye view. It will be from you separating yourself and tapping into the collective consciousness and the emotions of the world that you are able to understand the language of the universe, you know, and it is through that you and the universe become one, and you will always be protected. This makes for, you can also become a yogi. You could be someone that teaches and preaches. This could be a pastor, a preacher. It can be anyone that, again, sacrifices themselves for the whole of the group, you know, and is tapped into the consciousness. And you're gonna kind of need a non-existent ego for that. You're gonna, for this type of work, for spirituality to be tapped into the universe, you're gonna have to relinquish the ego. The ego is nothing but our human brains keeping us from what we need to do. So you are one step ahead. You're one step ahead of all of us, you know? Now, if anyone needs a birth chart reading or anything like, wait, before I get into that spiel, go ahead and write down in the comments below right now, write down what your sign in the 12th house is. What sun in the 12th houser are you? Are you a Sagittarius 12th houser? Are you a Aquarius sun in the 12th houser? Let me know and I'll write back to you what qualities that can give and what you can experience in your life with those qualities. I'll give you a little freebie on me. But until then, you guys, I will see y'all on the next one. I do birth charts. Hit my links below if you need a comprehensive, detailed markup of who you are and what you need to do and what your lessons are. I would be happy to relay the messages of the stars for you to make it a little bit more easier on you and your life. All right, I will see y'all on the next video, and y'all have a great day. All right, bye.